My name is Michael Pollard. I'm a 3-day event rider. I was on the 2011 Pan Am team, gold medal team for the United States. As many of you may know, it's been an up and down year for me. I had some great success early on in the year, and then unfortunately Pollard Eventing was struck with a very sad, tragic trailer accident. We lost 3 of our top horses, and it really made me realize that what you trailer your horses in is as important as any decision you can make in the horse business. And because of that, I've decided my next trailer is going to be a Jamco. And I'm really proud to work with this company. I've known about Jamco for a long time, and they have a system that is unlike anything else in the horse business and unlike any other trailer made. And I think that what I'm excited to do now is to show you why these trailers are uncommonly safe. And I think that you'll agree that if you have the ability to do it, your next trailer should also be a Jamco. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Dave Dalzell. Thanks for being here, Dave. He's going to go through the individual pieces of the trailer, and with his 25 years of history with Jamco, he's going to really explain to us what separates this trailer from all the others. So Dave, this is sort of a cross-section of the trailer. And this is probably the meat and potatoes of what separates this trailer from others. Can you explain to us a little bit what I have here?
You're exactly right, Michael. This trailer is built uniquely different from anybody else in the marketplace. We started off with a tongue and groove aluminum plank. This is a 6-inch plank made out of heavy walled material, extruded. This plank gets all its strength run lengthwise in the trailer, and that's what gives it the tremendous strength, the side strength on it.
And how does that compare to other trailers? I mean, don't you normally, I've never seen anything like this, so how do you build another trailer?
Most trailers are built with a post, like you'd build a house, a stud wall with a skin riveted or welded to the outside, and then a liner put on the inside. That is typically, historically, way trailers are built, aluminum trailers.
I can see if you've got that much, extra support strength, it must be, basically your whole trailer wall is in support versus having support in sections.
That's true. Yeah, it gets tremendous strength running lengthwise, and it leaves the trailer clean and smooth inside. There's no protrusions to the inside of this trailer at all.
Yeah. And then how does that tie into the floor?
Yeah. Well, this bottom plank we use in different trailers, but we use a 5-inch and sometimes a 3, but lots of times an 8, different lengths of trailers. This plank is continuously welded on the inside of the trailer to the main frame. And as you can see here, and then the floor is set into a channel, and it is continuously welded into the frame as well. So there's tremendous strength in the bottom end of this trailer. It makes the trailer 6 inches deeper no matter what frame you're doing it in.
Is that common?
Very uncommon.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that.
Yeah. And then the roof is also interesting. I've never seen anything quite like that.
Yeah.
What's the idea there?
We put a skin on the top of it, just like other trailers are. And I think 2006 we came up with this new roof extrusion which drops over the plank, and then if another roof plank goes in, so now the roof is tongue and groove as well as the sides and the floor.
And is that just to prevent from twisting?
No, it gives a cleaner, brighter finish inside, and it gives a lot of strength. If a horse happens to rear up, he's not going to poke his head through the roof or dent the roof. It's solid.
Well, I know. I've had an experience in the past where I had a horse really lose control of his emotions in the trailer, and he kept hitting his head. And I did actually have a trailer where rivets started to pop, and he cut his pole that way. So this would prevent that. Well, you solved the problem I didn't even remember I had.
No.
So, Dave, you were explaining to me a little bit earlier about the way that these planks are run and how that separates things a little bit. Can you explain to me the flooring plank system as well?
This is an extruded plank, 9 inches wide, with a cross member every 4.5 inches. And obviously every 9 where the tongue and groove meet, it doubles the flooring up in there. And as you can see here, we continuously weld this floor into the frame rail of the trailer. And when you look at the end of it, all frames, the floor sits into this channel.
Sure.
So it's not just hanging out there welding the top, it's actually sitting on a piece of frame rail.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It would require a tremendous amount of force to bend that or to get it out of that weld.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even can't imagine that you could even apply that much force.
We do a lot of work in the draft horse business, and
that's not going anywhere.
that just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
That's great. Another sort of interesting benefit that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of, but since you brought it up to me, Dave, I've really considered that it probably is pretty beneficial, is this gap here and its insulating properties. What does that do?
This acts like almost like a thermal window pane. It's
Yeah.
it's a locked-in thermal, almost like a thermal pane.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to about an R5 insulation factor. And again, that applies to the roof as well. One of our advertising things have always been smooth, strong, and quiet. And this trailer is very quiet in the inside. If you're right in it yourself, there's nothing that rattles, nothing that shakes.
Yeah.
And
Well, I've ridden in a couple of horse trailers going down the road, probably illegally, but
Yeah.
but anyway, they you always notice as a big semi or something goes by how startled the horses can get, and that's got to add to the stress for the horse. And certainly, if this would dampen the sound, it's got to be a benefit to them.
It is. It's definitely. It's quiet. We do this. Like we've built semis and that the same way, and
Yeah.
they're just unbelievably quiet.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So with the way that everything's tied in here, Dave, I mean, this trailer is it seems like it's built almost bomb-proof. What does that do for the integrity of the trailer, for the integrity of the doors if you have an accident? Or
We had an accident with a 6-horse headed where a gentleman had got hung up on a set of railroad tracks and was hit by a train at 26 miles an hour. And the engineer did a great job trying to get it stopped. But it actually hit the trailer and bent the trailer, but there was no intrusion to the inside of the trailer at all. It just pushed it down the tracks. Unfortunately, 1 horse was killed, but 2 just walked right off.
So Dave, as we talked about with the cutaway, obviously the tongue and groove construction is strong, but you know, for everybody watching, I mean, if you go up to a lot of other trailers and you push on the wall, you see a bend and a flex. You have to move the whole trailer here in order to get anything to move away from you. What other parts of the trailer design add to that sort of strength?
Well, again, this trailer is so strong with the thickness of the material that's in there as well. But what we didn't mention before is in between every plank, we run a sealer, a Siloprene sealer,
Yeah.
and we clamp this wall down for 12 hours after we seal it.
Yeah.
And that glue will hold 450 pounds of foot pressure per inch
Wow.
on every single plank. So you could actually take any supports out of this trailer, and you cannot take this wall apart.
That's amazing. Additionally, in you know, a normal construction method where you have a skin over a skeleton, we'll say. One of the things that I've always noticed is you have sort of a pop and a bow. Obviously, that can't happen here. But what causes that pop and bow?
Well, manufacturers will either rivet a skin on or huck bolt it or they'll weld it to the post inside. And that the heat alone or the rivets cause the material, as you pull it in, makes the material bend and flex a little bit. So
Right, sure.
It creates a weakness wherever that is. Now,
Yeah.
there are a lot of well-made trailers in the countryside, but a lot of them have gone away from the rivets, but
Yeah.
there are still some manufacturers that use the rivet skin on it.
Sure, and I guess that, I mean, anytime you have that skin or you have a rivet, I mean, that's certainly a weak point that if there is a problem, it could potentially add to sharp edges in the trailer.
That's true. Any time you punch a hole in a trailer to put a rivet in or a bolt or something like this, it's a weakness in the trailer.
So Dave, with this strength of construction, clearly there are safety aspects to that, but there must be some financial benefits over time as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what sort of financial warranties there are and things like that?
Yeah, well, we warrant the wall structure for 20 years against any structural breakage.
Yeah.
We warrant the main body of the trailer for 5 years,
Yeah.
and we put 1-year warranty on little incidental things,
Wear parts.
wear parts, lights,
Yeah.
a bad tire, something like that.
Sure.
We look after all that. But probably the main benefit is if you ever look on the website, try to find a used Jamco. I mean, they're just not out there. People keep them forever, and there's a lineup of people waiting to buy one because they're virtually indestructible.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Soap and water and a good clean, I tell you, can make these trailers look new after 20 years.
That's amazing.
It's really amazing.
I wish to thank Jamco for partnering with us on the Road to Recovery, which is my campaign to help improve trailer safety. And a portion of all proceeds from Jamco trailer sales will go towards the Road to Recovery, and in turn will go towards improving safety in horse trailers. I think Jamco is by far the best trailer for the worst day of your life. And I think if you give it a chance, you'll see the same.